But with a name like Jaguar Bennett, it's got to be good. Bring it up for Jaguar Bennett, everybody. The Fresno's most offensive comedian. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Ow! Stop that shit, boy. Give it to me, Daddy. Thank you. Hey there, everybody. Okay, I want you to be prepared for something a lot less entertaining. I am 51 years old, and I have failed at absolutely everything I have ever done in my entire life. I'm telling you that up front right now so your expectations don't get too high. I told my wife that the first time we had sex. 20 seconds later, she said, "Wow, you were right." And by the time I'm done, you're all going to know exactly how she felt. Yeah, you remind me a lot of my wife. She always laughs at my pain, too. I'll tell you, the first time I made my wife laugh, I think it was because I took off my pants. Now, I could get a guaranteed laugh from all of you if I were just going to show you my penis. But I know some of you are eating, and I'm going to try to be considerate, but it doesn't really matter. At this distance, you couldn't see anything anyway. Now, I'm going to try to not tell quite so many dick jokes tonight. If I tell dick jokes, I just have to talk about my incredibly tiny penis, and it is simply too humiliating for me. Ladies, I don't think you know how much words can hurt a man. There are 4 words, just 4 little words a woman can say that will completely destroy a man's confidence and will to live. Is it in yet? And okay, you might expect that from some girl you just picked up off a school playground. But you expect to get a little bit more support from your own mom. Oh. Are incest jokes shocking? I think Fresno is just getting way too urban. Everyone can relate to that joke when I tell it in Bakersfield. But let's not talk about my penis anymore. Let's talk about how I'm a failure in every other aspect of my life. As you might have noticed, I'm incredibly old. I'm 51 years old. And when you're at my age, everyone's a failure on some level. All of us have gotten big dreams that we didn't pursue, plans that didn't work out. At my age, you just got to figure that wherever you are in life, this is it. This is as far as you're going to get. This is your life. And look at me. I'm here, talking to you people. Now, don't get me wrong, you're a great audience. I'd like to thank Smiley for not telling too many people about this show, so we've got like a nice, I wouldn't call you a small crowd, you're more like an intimate crowd. The only way this could get more intimate is if I was sitting in your lap whispering the jokes into your ear. Now, don't worry, you seem like nice people, so I'm not actually going to sit in your lap, and if you pay me $1, I won't even touch you. And that's a terrific deal. My wife takes me up on that deal all the time. My wife and I, we've been married for just a few years. No kids. Thank you, Roe v. Wade. You guys like Supreme Court humor? Let's talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'd do her. I don't know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is my idea of a strong, sexy woman, especially when she's wearing that lace collar thing she wears over her judge's robe. Sometimes I just like to think about Ruth in her collar and nothing else. I got a little bit of a chub going on right now. You couldn't see it without a microscope. It's a stealth chub. But no, seriously, I have tons of respect for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's the only person keeping abortion legal right now. And I need abortion to be legal because I hate children. and I want them all to die. Well, look, I should be upfront with you. I am a terrible person, and I would make a terrible father. Look, you think I'm disappointing as a comedian? Imagine how much more disappointed you would be if I was your dad. I am just not the sort of person who should be around children, and several judges have agreed to this. The abortion was actually my wife's idea. She said the baby might not be mine, but she didn't want to take any chances. You guys ever watch those commercials for pregnancy tests on TV? And in the commercial, a girl always tells her man that she's gotten pregnant by just handing him this plastic stick that she's just peed on and giggling. Well, my wife handed me a wire coat hanger and told me to clean up the mess that I had made. I don't understand why people have kids. I mean, you know, pets are much better. With a dog, you can tie it up in the backyard and feed it table scraps. You do that to a kid, suddenly you're a monster. Now, guys, I understand why they have kids because, you know, look, for us guys, fatherhood is always more or less an accident. We're pretty careless with where we spill our jizz, and it winds up in all kinds of strange places. Dirty sweat sock under the bed, a dog's fur, a sandwich, your dark, fertile uterus. I mean, anything can happen. Now, with girls, on the other hand, yes, maybe it's not your fault that you just happen to be standing in the way when a guy blew a wad of jape, but actually allowing a parasite to grow inside your body, that is all on you. It is still perfectly legal to murder your child in the womb. Thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Have I offended anybody yet? Has anyone ever here been to Planned Parenthood? Anyone? Awesome. Thank you for your support for reproductive services. I drive past Planned Parenthood every day. And Fresno being Fresno, there's always guys out in front with signs saying, "Babies are murdered here." And I'm thinking, that's not a protest. That is brilliant viral marketing. I had no idea what went on in that place, but now I get excited. Every time I see that sign, I think, yes, I would like to murder a baby. Does it have to be my own? Ooh. No. I think the reason why I don't like children is because I didn't like being a child. Childhood is the absolute worst time of life. Being a kid sucks. You know, when you're a kid, you're small, weak, and stupid. It's harder to get alcohol and cigarettes. Being a kid is like being in a foreign country where you have no rights, you don't know the customs, you can't get a job. The one thing I miss about being young is having erections. Oh, there's some rueful laughs out there. Let me tell you, after you're 50, every erection is just a piece of work. It's something you have to struggle to achieve. But you know, when you're a young boy, boners just happen spontaneously. They're like a gift from God. Anything can give a young boy an erection, or at least that's what my priest tells me. An underwear ad, a girl smiling at you, finding a woman's dead body in the woods. Okay, even I'm ashamed of that joke. Let's just pretend it never happened. I'm very happy to be married now because I will never have to date again. At least until my wife throws me out. I don't even know how you people date anymore, you kids. You do it all through apps, right? Look, I'm an old man. I've got an AOL email address and a MySpace page. There is no way I'm ever going to figure out a dating app. But you know, I mean, look, I think technology actually builds up barriers. Technology is making it harder for you to form personal relationships. When I was a young man before the internet, I could ask a girl out and she couldn't Google my arrest record or find me on Megan's list. I didn't have to answer a lot of questions about why there were mysterious disappearances in every town I ever lived in. I swear, everyone's a fucking detective these days. But, the other problem is all dating apps are full of weirdos now. I mean, okay, let's take Grindr. I'm sure all you hip young people know what Grindr is. Me, I got turned on to Grindr by my priest. But even Grindr has these sick weirdos on them now. I'm talking about straight men. Yeah, straight men are on Grindr. Ask your dad. He can tell you all about it. Now, straight men are on Grindr saying that they are not interested in having sex with regular cisgendered gay guys. They only want to have sex with trans women, male to female trans women. Why? Because they want a little cock on the side, but not from a man. That would be gay. Look, I just don't think that's fair. That is trying to have your dick and eat it too. Now, look, let's not talk about sex anymore. That's clearly alienated some people over by the bar. So let's talk about something else. You heard a lot of racial jokes right now, tonight. I'd like to tell racial jokes, but I can't because I'm white. I don't come from anywhere. There is nothing interesting about my people. There's no such thing as white cuisine. We like mayonnaise. That's something, I guess. We like food that looks like us. We like sour cream, cottage cheese, milk. But can you really base a culture on ingesting white fluids? Well, Smiley thinks you can, but he's an enthusiast. Look, being white is boring, but the great thing about being white is we do indeed have all this privilege, and that's kind of awesome. I've never had a bad experience with the cops, even though I'm a vile person who ought to be in prison. And, if any of you have the opportunity to be white in the future, I advise you to take it. Rachel Dolezal has got it all backwards. But the one problem with all this white privilege is that I've got no one to blame for my fuck-ups. Look, I am a white, cisgendered, heterosexual male with middle-class parents and a college education. No one is oppressing me. So why am I so poor? Well, it's because I fucked up, you see. I mean, my life is a disaster. I live from paycheck to paycheck. My retirement plan is to die before I lose my job. The most exciting place I have ever traveled to is Canada. I've never done anything important with my life, like start a cult or go on a murder rampage. There is absolutely no one on this earth who worships me as a god. I ask you, is this even living? But, look, it is too late for me. When you're at my age, you're not going to change. You're not going to suddenly turn over a new leaf and make your life all better. More than half my life is over. This is it. This is who I am. And frankly, I kind of suck, and I think you can tell. Look, I'm lazy. I have no discipline. I've half-assed my way through life thinking that I was a genius and that work was beneath me. And I don't have the kind of talent to back up my arrogance. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You're watching me perform right now. When I was a kid, I thought I was going to do something important with my life. I got into comedy because I thought it was going to make people think. Performers like to talk about what is the most influential art form in the world. Writers like to say they write stories that tell people the truth. Musicians like to say they make music that inspires people. Comedians, we like to think that we're going to make you think a little bit more critically. But you know what really is the most influential form of art? Porn. I mean, really, come on, think about it. What has had a greater effect on my life? Some book I read in college about the human condition? Or the fact that I can't come unless my wife wears the latex horse costume. But here's the problem. I mean, porn gets into people's heads because they think it's real. You know the Avengers are fictional, but you think porn isn't? You know that you can't put on an Iron Man suit and fly around, but because of porn, all of you think that hot chicks with bleached assholes want to fuck guys who look like you. But when you try to reenact what you watch in porn, it can be very dangerous. And I don't know if you remember this from a few years ago, but there was a gang of horse fuckers that got caught up in Washington State. And these guys, these are honest-to-goodness horse fuckers, but here is the thing. These guys were not putting it to a mare, which would be weird, but understandable, especially if you've been married for a long time. No, these guys were bending it over and taking a stallion up the ass. A stallion. Now, I thought I'd enter a whole new world when my wife stuck her pinky up there. But I ask you, what human anus can take a whole horse cock? Now, this is 100% true. I saw the video on YouTube several times, slowing down for the good parts. And then I carefully scrubbed my browser history. This was an all-male horse fuckers club, by the way, which I think is blatant sexual discrimination. I mean, how is this not a Title IX violation? You may think that there are not many women who want to be fucked up the ass by a horse. But, I mean, look, there's Kim Kardashian, Miley Ray Cyrus. Surely there's some kind of celebrity spokeswoman, Sarah Jessica Parker, maybe. But, you know, the weird thing about all these cases of animal fucking is that whenever they catch an animal fucker, sooner or later they decide that they have to kill the animal. And I don't get it. Why? Do they think it's like a man-eating lion? It's gotten one taste of human sex and it's going to roam the countryside looking for more victims? And now in the horse fuckers, in Washington's case, they destroyed the horse because they said the horse had been traumatized. The horse had been traumatized? The horse did not wind up in the emergency room with a burst colon. That's how they caught these guys, you know. One of this merry band of horse fuckers, he got a ruptured intestine from being fucked too hard. And his buddies just dumped him at the emergency room and sped away, leaving him lying on the sidewalk with his ass bleeding out. I mean, look, you think you're sharing something fun and sexy with your best friends, and they betray you like that? Love is never easy, my friends. I want you to remember that. Love is never easy. But the thing that absolutely kills me is that you know all of these horse fuckers thought of themselves as straight. I can't have a loving, warm, romantic relationship with a man. What do you think I am? Some kind of pervert. When I want cock up my ass, I get it from a Triple Crown winner, like any healthy, red-blooded American male. Now look, I totally understand the raw sexual attraction of having 24 inches of steel-hard horsecock roughly massage your prostate. Believe me, I get it. But what about the emotional component? I mean, sex is never just sex. Horses are sweet, loving, beautiful creatures with brown eyes and long, lustrous lashes. I know, I grew up in the country. Yes, the horse is a mighty lover, but he's also a creature of God like all of us, who just wants to roam free, and yet know at the end of the day that when he comes home, there's a warm stall and fresh oats and loving hands to brush him. Because, my friends, really, all of us, you, me, the horse, we just want to be loved. And so that is my final message to you tonight. To open up the anus of your heart and receive the horsecock of universal love. God bless you all.
Give it up for Jaguar Bennett and horse cocks, everybody. Talking about some horse cocks right here.